Imagine opening a job portal tomorrow morning. The site loads normally. The layout looks the same, but something feels off. You scroll through listings, and slowly you realize there are no new jobs. Not fewer, not different, just none. No announcements, no breaking news, just silence. What if companies stop hiring humans? Today, companies rarely announce major shifts directly. They test quietly. They optimize silently. They change behavior before they change language. In recent years, hiring has already slowed in certain sectors. Not because demand vanished, but because productivity didn't require more people. Automation tools handle scheduling. AI systems filter resumes. Algorithms assist decisions long before a human is involved. Most companies still hire. But what if that changes? Not suddenly, not dramatically, just gradually. If companies stopped hiring humans, the first day wouldn't feel dramatic. There would be no sirens, no emergency meetings, no public statement. Recruiters would simply stop posting roles. HR inboxes would grow quiet. Interview calendars would remain empty. Inside offices, people would still work. Emails would still be sent. Projects would still move forward. But beneath the surface, a subtle realization would spread. Growth is no longer tied to people. And that changes how every decision is made. Officially, nothing changes. Companies might explain it as hiring optimization, efficiency alignment, strategic pause, words that sound temporary. But internally, something deeper shifts. If systems can handle expansion without new staff, hiring becomes a liability, not a solution. Humans add variability. Machines add predictability. And businesses prefer predictability. Within months, the effects wouldn't appear as unemployment. They would appear as absence. Graduates would notice fewer entry-level roles. Mid-career professionals would see promotions stall. Specialists would find their skills no longer requested. People wouldn't be fired en masse. They would simply stop being invited in. Career paths would narrow quietly. Not blocked, just fading. Work has never been only about money. It's been about rhythm, structure, belonging. When hiring stops, people don't immediately panic. They adjust. They upskill. They reskill. They wait. But over time, waiting becomes exhausting. Not because opportunities vanish, but because effort no longer leads anywhere visible. The question slowly changes from where do I apply to am I still needed? In several industries today, productivity already grows faster than employment. One system update can replace dozens of repetitive tasks. One model improvement can eliminate entire workflows. This doesn't remove workers instantly. It removes the need to add more. Historically, companies grew by hiring. In recent years, many have grown by optimizing. If optimization continues to outperform expansion, hiring becomes optional. And optional things are the first to disappear. Over time, something fundamental shifts. The job market stops being competitive because there are fewer openings to compete for. Education systems continue producing graduates, but companies no longer absorb them. Not out of cruelty, out of efficiency. Work becomes inherited, not earned. Access becomes more important than skill. Those already inside companies remain. Those outside struggle to enter. The divide is no longer based on talent. It's based on timing. When companies stop hiring humans, society doesn't collapse. It reorganizes. People build parallel economies. Freelancing increases, then saturates. Small businesses emerge, then automate too. The idea of a career becomes less common. Work turns fragmented, temporary, transactional, not lifelong, not identity-forming. For the first time, large numbers of people grow up without expecting a job to define them. And that changes culture itself. Here's the part often overlooked. Even if companies stop hiring humans, they still depend on them. Not for efficiency, but for legitimacy. Trust, judgment, accountability. When systems make decisions, someone must answer for them. So companies may not eliminate humans. They may simply limit them. A small core of decision makers. A large external population with no entry point. Work doesn't disappear. Access does. In this world, influence replaces employment. People don't ask, "What do you do?" They ask, "Who lets you participate?" The economy still runs. Technology still advances. Profits still grow. But the meaning of contribution changes. You're no longer valuable because you work. You're valuable because you're allowed to matter. So what if companies stop hiring humans? Not tomorrow. Not all at once. But slowly enough that no one protests. Quietly enough that no one panics. A future where work exists, but entry doesn't. The question isn't whether companies can stop hiring humans. The question is, if they do, what replaces the role work once played in our lives? And are we ready for that answer?